Today we're finding the horizontal and oblique asymptotes. When working with the fractions, or rational equations, you want to find the horizontal and oblique asymptote by dividing the highest degree from the top and the bottom. When you divide the highest degree, you just find the highest degree on the top, the highest degree on the bottom, and you simplify this fraction. You run into three cases. Either you have a over bx, meaning there's an x still on bottom, and it won't divide into it. You will get an answer of 0 because this will go into the top 0 times. All the x's will cancel out is the second case, and in that case your y is that whatever number that is because there's no more x's. If you have an x left on top, then we need to use long division. It's going to be in the y equals mx plus b form, and it is oblique because it is a slanted one, not a horizontal one. All right, so here's how this works. When we take and find the horizontal and oblique asymptote, we want to take the highest power from the top and from the bottom, and we divide them. X divided by x is 1. Because all of the x's have canceled out, we have a horizontal asymptote, and it's where y is equal to 1. Again, we could think of this as long division. If we tried to do x plus 2 into x, this would go into the x, so x divided by x is 1, and we would have an x minus 2. And when we decided to subtract that, x's would cancel and I'd be left with a positive 2. Now this would be my remainder of 2 over x plus 2. Because I'm just finding the horizontal asymptote, I do not even need the remainder, so I don't have to find this much. All I need to find is this much. So x plus 2 into x goes in one time with a remainder, so my answer y equals 1. In this case, we have a 2x squared minus 3x being divided by an x squared minus 5x plus 3. Again, we take the highest power on top, which is the 2, the highest power on bottom, which is the 2, and we divide them. 2x squared over x squared. The x squareds reduce out, and I get 2, which means my horizontal asymptote is y equals 2. Again, we could do long division with this if you wanted to. X squared minus 5x plus 3 going into 2x squared minus 3x. 2x squared divided by x squared is 2, and I would multiply this through 2x squared minus 10x plus 6. Then I would subtract, and these 2x squareds would cancel. I would get 7x minus 6. And 7x is not divisible by x squared, which means we would have a remainder. And since we don't use the remainder, 2 is my answer, and I get y equals 2. So on this third example, you should be able to see very quickly x plus x to the third and 3x to the third. I simplify that, I get 1/3, which means my horizontal asymptote is y equals 1/3. So when they cancel out, it's really simple to find the asymptote because it just gives you the answer. When they don't cancel out, like in this case, we take the x squared and the x, and we're left with an answer of x, which means we need to continue the long division until we get our constant. So we would have x minus 2 going into x squared plus 7x plus 3. X squared divided by x is x. Multiply those through, you get x squared minus 2x. And then we subtract. X squareds cancel, we get 7x minus negative 2x, which is 9x. And bring down the plus 3. Next, we take our 9x and divide it by x, and we get plus 9. And right there I can stop because the rest of it is going to be the remainder, and I don't need the remainder. I just need this portion. So that means my oblique asymptote, in this case, because it's a slanted line, is y equals x plus 9. There's no horizontal, it's only a horizontal or an oblique, and because this is an oblique, there's no horizontal. So you can see that this one, again, we have x cubed divided by x squared. That one is going to be a oblique as well because we have an x left over. So we'd take x squared minus 3, we'd divide it into x cubed plus 7. X cubed divided by x squared is x. Multiply it through, you get x cubed minus 3x. When you subtract those, your x cubes go away, and we get a positive 3x, bring down the plus 7. Now, 3x divided by x squared, that's a remainder, so this is the only piece we need. The oblique asymptote is y equals x. So now you've seen the case where the x's cancel out, the case where the x's don't cancel out, and we have an oblique asymptote. Now let's look at a case where the top power, we take 2x cubed, we divide it by x to the 5th. That leaves us with 1 over x squared. Or in other words, it's a remainder. Because this is a remainder, this x to the 5th goes into 2x cubed 0 times. So our horizontal asymptote is y equals 0.